there, creatives, and welcome to today's video. So today, this was actually filmed live in our Faith Impressions group, but I thought I would share it here. Today we are playing with Posca Pens by doodling directly on our gel press plate. And so you can see what's great about these particular Posca pens is that they are the bullet tip. So they are the 1.8 to 2.5 millimeters bullet tip. And because of that, the roundness of that nib, I'm able to just doodle all over my gel press plate and not worry about potentially piercing it, scratching it, anything like that. So I'm just having fun doing all kinds of kind of just keeping it simple. So circles and dashes and dots, nothing really fancy because I don't know, that's not what we were going for. And so I'm just kind of using a variety of colors, doing some doodles, and just kind of having fun with this project. I don't tend to doodle, so it's kind of relaxing just to not really have a plan, which, yeah, if y'all know me, y'all know that this girl always has a plan, so it's weird not to have one. But it's fun, and it's just kind of just relaxing, and you can kind of don't have to think so hard. So I'm just adding a variety of colors. Now, I only have these Posca pens, so it's kind of, I guess, would be what would be called like your basic colors. But obviously they have tons and tons and tons of colors. And because they are acrylic based, they are going to have work so well on our gel press plate and just have so much fun. This was actually recorded, like I said, live in our Faith Impressions group, and I've left that link down below. I think it might be time to start filming. I have a new 8x10 plate. I think it might be time to start filming with my clean one because this one, it looks a little shady. I mean, it doesn't affect anything, but it looks awful just from all the alcohol ink I've used on it over the years. So I'm just also going to go in with some stencils behind my Posca Pens ink, or paint, I guess, not ink. The big thing with your Posca Pens is just to make sure that it's dry before you move on to your next step, your next layer. And you'll know that it is because Posca Pens, of course, are acrylic paints. So they will be going from, they'll go from like a little bit of a shimmer, a glare almost, to a matte finish. Another little tip for you if you want to use any kind of words or numbers stencils with your gel press plate, just remember that when you put it down on your gel press, you want it to be backwards. That way, whenever you pull your print, you're going to flip it around and have the mirror image. So just kind of keep that in mind. It looks wrong when you do it, but just make sure that it is backwards whenever you put it to your plate. This is a stencil that is actually from my line. If it's not on my Etsy shop now, it will be soon, and so I will link that below for you guys. I'm also playing with some fairly new paints. They are the Golden So Flat. They are supposed to be the mattest acrylic paint that they make, and it's super pretty. This is the Zing set, which I'll link below as well. It's just basically all of their bright, fun colors, which is, you know, in total my wheelhouse. And I think they're super fun. You also see over there on the right, I'm actually using an old piece of paper from my Happy Planner as my brush off and my brayer off and my clean off sheet. I decided to pull that out. This is from my 2018-2019 planner, and I thought it would be really cool to repurpose those into a journal. So that's why I'm using that, as you can see, to clean my brayer off on. And so I've added a light color. It's a blush pink to kind of act as the glue for all of my prints and act as my background color. So I'm giving it just a nice little rubby rub, just using copy paper. And look how fabulous that is. Y'all should have heard me squeal with joy whenever I did this live about how fun it is because it's got the patterns, it's got the varying colors. And with Posca pens, because of just the consistency of them, there is a lot of times some left on your plate, so it's a total chance to try something different. So this again is another stencil from my collection on my Etsy store, which I will leave linked below. This is my bubbles, which I love, and so I'm just going in again with that So Flat medium or So Matte. My brain is not working. So Flat Golden Matte acrylic. And then I'm also using this stencil from the Crafters Workshop. I do love using a lot of times these bigger stencils because I don't have to move it. And so I'm just using a makeup sponge and kind of dabbing it here and there just to create some color in my background. And it's popping so great with my purple. And then I'm just using a little bit of white. And again, you braying it off on that calendar sheet, trying to cover the whole thing. And you can see how pigmented that orange is because you can see how much it's popping through that white. These colors are gorgeous, and a little bit goes a long way. So these are going to last me forever because they are kind of expensive. The set of 6 is, I believe, about $45 to $48. But it takes so little. Look how gorgeous my prints are. So let's take one of those prints and just do a quick little project in our illustrating Bible. So I'm actually taking my print from the live and I just cut the edge off. And then I'm putting a piece of plastic behind because I'm going to do this the cheater way. I could use like a matte gel medium to do this, but I kind of just wanted to show you that it's super, super, super easy. So I'm actually just using a school glue stick just to put all over my paper, and then I used that brayer just to make sure that it was sticking down really, really well. And then I'm just taking a pair of scissors, turning my page over, and just using my scissors to trim it to the size of the page that we are in. So we are actually in Second Thessalonians, and it's kind of cool because this is the beginning page, as you saw, so it's got that big title. So this is a really great way to kind of cover that whole title. And having, because sometimes if that title's kind of hard to cover if you're just doing like a little bit of paint or something, so this is a great way to do that. So I've pulled out some gold stickers that I've had forever, and they weren't super sticking well, so you can see me wrestling with them a little bit. But we are in Second Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 3. The full verse says, "We ought to thank God always for you, brothers and sisters, and rightly so, since your faith is flourishing and the love each one of you has for one another is increasing." And so I put down the words "love grows." I wasn't going to do the word "increasing" because that's just a really long word to try to do out in stickers. So I put that down, and then I'm just taking a pen, just like a black kind of micron style pen. I think this one actually might be from the Dollar Tree. And just adding a little bit of a shadow just to make it pop so that gold doesn't blend in with my background so much. And I wanted to do that whole idea of as your faith increases, love grows, because the scripture says, since your faith is flourishing and the love for each one of you has for one another is increasing. Apparently I can't read today. So I just wanted that to kind of what this needed to be. So I added some doodles, and you can see by having that print, we made this super fast. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you learned something, and I will see you guys next time.